He's not going to be ready for it. Oh my goodness!
Boy howdy, let me tell you, if you think you're having a bad week, you know nothing about pain and suffering like Bungie does.
Emptiness. The quality of lacking meaning, sincerity, value, or purpose. This is what most games feel like these days. Do you remember when you used to hurry home to play games not because you had to score 10 headshots before the next daily reset, but because you were so invested in the story or the feeling that that game gave you, you just wanted to experience what will happen next? Not because the battle pass was about to expire, but because you sincerely wanted to continue and experience it again. A lot of games nowadays are stale, copy-pasted crap that are attempting to grab the most broad audience. They provide you with content, not art or a certain feeling. They feel like a safe, gray concrete bunker. We are safe, but we're bored. We are longing for something with stakes, something that feels real, where you feel like you matter, both in the game world and to the studio that created it. It's not just fatigue, it's disconnection. Games used to say something. Even the dumb over-the-top ones had an identity, a pulse. You could feel the fingerprints of the people who made them. Now it's algorithms and retention charts. Polished to hell, but hollow to the core. And you can't tell when a game is made by people who care versus one made by people who calculate. And lately there's been a lot more of the latter. Resonance. The quality in a sound of being deep, full, and reverberating, or the power to evoke or suggest images, memories, and emotions. This is the signal, the antidote to the gray bunker. It's a feeling, a frequency, that resonates with something buried deep, something we thought we'd lost. You've seen this world before, not in a game, but in the grainy, dog-eared sci-fi paperbacks on your father's shelf. You've seen it in the static-laced broadcasts of the space race, in the celluloid dreams of warped VHS tapes. It's the kind of world that doesn't need to shout to be memorable. It just exists, quietly. You don't need exposition dumps or blinking icons on the HUD to tell you what happened. You feel it. The silence between the ruins says more than most AAA dialogue trees ever could. It's a gorgeous, retro-futuristic aesthetic. They call it Cassette Futurism. A vision of tomorrow, not from our time, but from a past that still believed in a grand, tangible future. It's a future that isn't cold, sterile, and digital, but tactile. This is a world built by hands. You can almost feel the heavy clack of the keys, the cool painted metal of a bulkhead, the smell of ozone from a powering up console. It is a universe of knobs, levers, and wires. A world that feels used, lived in. This art style wasn't just a choice, it was a philosophy. It was born from a very human kind of optimism, a tangible belief that we were going somewhere, that we were building, reaching, and dreaming our way to the stars. It is a world brimming with a profound sense of wonder, a promise of what was supposed to be. There's a strange comfort in it too. Even in decay, this world feels human. Every screw, every rusted panel, every flickering screen reminds you that someone built this with their hands, not code. It's imperfect, and that's exactly why it feels real. But the signal is an echo. The dream is over. This isn't the celebration of that future. It's its epitaph. We are not pioneers here, admiring the view. We are ghosts haunting a world that died before we were ever born. We are scavengers picking at the bones of a better tomorrow. And as we're about to find out, we are not alone in this graveyard. That's the genius of it. Our Creators doesn't sell you hope. It reminds you that hope costs something. It gives you a future worth mourning, not worshipping. And in a medium obsessed with power fantasies, that kind of humility hits hard. Our home is a concrete bunker called Speranza. It's the Italian word for hope, kind of a bitter little joke when you think about it. We are raiders. We are the ones who dare to breach the surface, not to live, but to scavenge, to steal back whatever fragments we can from the world that was. But this graveyard, it has guardians. They are the arcs, the things that tore that bright analog future apart, and they are not like us. They don't get tired. They don't feel fear. They don't hate us. They aren't fueled by malice. They're just a system. A cold, efficient indifference. They're a swarm of automated processes, patrolling the ruins, stamping out any spark of human life they find. It is a biological imperative, a hard-coded command to eliminate the variable, you, from their perfect, dead world. Every second you're topside, you can hear them. The chirping of the sensors. The heavy thud of a patrol unit miles away. You are constantly hunted. And that's the brilliance of art creators. It doesn't make you hate them, it makes you understand them. The machines aren't villains, they're consequences. They're what happens when creation outlives the creator, when progress keeps moving long after humanity's gone quiet. This is why every step feels so heavy. You're not just fighting enemies, you're fighting the weight of a ruined civilization. You are creeping through a museum desperately trying to bag a priceless artifact while the automated security system tries to erase you for touching the velvet rope. And the artifacts, the resources, the blueprints, the data cores, they represent a future you can barely afford to dream of. And that is the ultimate melancholy. The most terrifying sound in this world isn't the screech of a machine. It's a footstep in the wrong hallway. It's a single, distant sniper shot. It's the sound of another human being. Machines you can predict. You can track them, study them, outsmart them. But people are chaos. They smile at you in the bunker and shoot you topside. They wave at you from a ridge, then vanish into a fog. It's not hate, it's survival. The most human instinct there is. Another raider, someone just as desperate, just as hunted as you. Are they an ally? Will they help you fight that patrol and share the extraction? Or are they just watching you through a scope, waiting for you to find that one valuable thing before they put a bullet in your back? The arcs force us to run. The players force us to hide. We are all survivors of the same apocalypse, living in the same bunker. Yet topside, we are still each other's greatest threat. In our desperate longing to reclaim a piece of the world we lost, we've forgiven how to share it. It's poetic in a sick way. Humanity finally united underground, and divided the second we saw sunlight again. Maybe that's what Arc Raiders is really about. Not survival, not revenge, but reflection on what we always end up doing when resources run out, turning on each other. So what is it all for? What is the point of the raid? It's not for glory. There are no flags left to plant. It's not for a final victory. The fight is simply too big. It is for the loop. The endless grinding cycle of scarcity. You risk everything to bring back a few metal plates and a data drive, just so you can make that one piece of gear that will allow you to survive the next run. And yet, that loop is hypnotic. It's brutal, but it's honest. There's something strangely pure about earning every inch, every scrap, every breath. It's not the dopamine drip of modern progression systems, it's survival stripped down to instinct. A reminder that tension, not convenience, is what gives meaning to the grind. You spend your hope to buy your time. Every successful extraction means you're marginally safer, slightly better equipped, a tiny bit stronger. But that just makes you a more valuable target, both to the machine and to the man. The rewards climb, but the risk climbs higher. That is the core of the game's tragic beauty. It captures the feeling of a world where necessity is the only currency. Your best gear is only a loan. Your successes are temporary. Your biggest score is only an invitation for your biggest loss. And yet you will press the button again. You will go back to the surface. Why? Perhaps it's the whisper of the old world you hear in the static of the radio. Perhaps it's the perfect moment when three desperate strangers turn into a squad and survive a robot onslaught together. Perhaps it's the faint flickering image of that old analog future, Speranza, that lives not in the gear you carry, but in the choice you make. So you reach for the button. You feel the hum of the elevator, the low grind of the gears, the static in your ears. And with everything you've earned, everything you've lost, you still choose to start the loop one last time.